Hey guys, welcome to my new podcast, Creating Art Out of Life with me, Elena V. I'm a film director and dancer from the Philippines, and I've made this platform to celebrate life and art. I'll be having eye-opening, inspiring, and fun conversations about what artists go through in life and how we use it to create masterpieces. After all, love and pain is where art bloomed most. If you're watching this on YouTube, please do subscribe. And if you're listening to this on Spotify, please do follow. You can also follow at e.v.world on Instagram for podcast clips and my own Instagram as well, at Elena Verata. Your support would mean the world to me. And now I'll leave you to it. I hope you enjoy this episode. Peace. Cool.
Hello, 1, 2.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay, we're recording on the camera, recording on the audio. Actually, we're doing this again. I just had some technical difficulties with the audio. Again, one-woman band. But anyway, welcome back, guys. It's another episode on Creating Art Out of Life. We had 6 episodes now, and I'm sure you have noticed, if you watched all the episodes, I have another setup. We just keep changing, man. Like, it just keeps evolving because I'm just trying to see what works best. Now we have a little bit of a higher angle. Then you can see now my beautiful artwork, Tame Impala. Feels like we only go backwards. Art piece out here. I think this is a beautiful encapsulation of the podcast. But besides that, sorry, my guest is here. My next guest is someone I'm sure we all will be learning a ton from. He started out as a dancer and was actually my teammate with A-Team ever since 2011. And then he moved on to the world of breathwork and meditation. So living life mostly by the beautiful beaches of the Philippines, he is now a certified breathwork coach offering classes to those who want to master the art. I'm really excited to get deep and also get into some breathing exercises today later on. So you guys better stick freaking by. And so yeah, here is my good friend Reef Liggayu. I call him Paul. You may call him Miggy. He has 3 names. What is it? Miguel Reef Paul?
Miguel Paul Reef,
Miguel Paul Reef. So this is my good friend Reef. How have you been? He actually went here, only got here a few days ago from Zambales.
Yesterday.
Yeah. He rode for 6 hours on the bike.
It was fun.
That was your first time, right? Was it exhilarating?
It was super.
Oh man, I could only imagine the feeling. I don't drive that far. I've done motorcycles. I mean, but just on like in fields.
Gets.
That is like living off the edge. I don't think I could do 6 hours on the bike. But how have you been? It's been a while since we've last saw each other. Actually, the last time we saw each other was in Zambales, and we did a film. He was so kind enough to collaborate with me on one of my first short films ever.
Yeah.
It was a
nice.
film about dancing and meditation, which is perfect for today.
It was a foreshadowing, I guess.
Yeah, it's a foreshadowing. It was a beautiful piece that we made together. He wrote it with me because at the time you were starting. Yeah, you were starting with breathwork.
And you were starting with filmmaking.
And I was starting with filmmaking. And I remember I was like, I think it would just be perfect for you to give me a little bit of what you've written about, the power of breathing. So he did. He gave me some of his writings, and then I kind of blended it on how I would say it. And we created a perfect little piece that I was very proud of. Yeah. So that's really how Reef and I got close, is because we were part of A-Team.
Yeah.
And we were dancing and competing in different places all around the world. Are you still into dancing now?
Still into dancing, but just not professionally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just for you.
Just in my own little space.
Yeah, while you're gardening.
Yeah, while I'm gardening, yeah.
Me too. I just dance here sometimes. I try to do classes, but it's hard. When you're not doing it professionally anymore, you're not doing it training and stuff. It's hard to try to make some time for it.
Yeah.
But it's a different kind of feeling, you know?
Yeah.
I miss it a lot. Do you
Oh,
miss
yeah.
competing or nah?
No, not so much.
This guy was going hard at it. You were competing consistently every year. Because even with CSB, Roman Sean, it's crazy. Do you remember what kind of made you fall in love with this art of dancing?
Well, sorry, I cursed.
Oh,
Okay na ba yun?
you can curse. It's fine.
Yeah, curse. Joke lang. But yeah, I was that kid who had so much pride, typical Typical high school
Typical
student who you
asshole.
want
Just
to
kidding.
punch so hard. Yeah, I
I
was
would
that.
punch. I would honestly punch you, like if you were the same person.
Yeah, I'm
Anyway.
glad I'm not the same person. Yeah, yeah,
But then you were saying,
yeah. But then I was that guy who was teasing my
yeah,
friends, quote unquote, who were actually gonna be my future teammates. Who would have thought, right? I was teasing the guys especially because there was this notion of if you were a dancer and you were a male, you're immediately gay, and gay is bad and gay is, I don't know.
yeah. I mean
Yeah,
that is how I guess is the culture we grew up in. Like
yeah,
very
super.
conservative and like very judgmental. I mean, like
Mm-hmm.
I was in a um in a in an all girls nun, like run by nuns. So like I
Yeah.
completely feel you on like the homophobic kind of
Yeah,
aspect
and
to it.
yeah. Filipinos too with religion. Yeah.
Yeah.
But then, yeah, I was teasing those guys, and then I saw them do a flip, and to me that was the coolest thing back then. And then I was able to do it when I asked them to teach me, uh, and then I was able to do it, and then tomorrow, the next day, I was part of
Dancing.
the team. I was dancing, and then I immediately fell in love with the art, with the people. I love my gay friends. I immediately got more gay friends.
we
Uh,
love the we love the growth.
yeah, yeah, and
Nobody be homophobe. Stop doing that.
yeah. Just love. It's
Love the
more
transition.
powerful.
And then you got like appreciation for even whacking and even like
Yeah,
voguing. He
immediately.
does it so well, by the way. I wish I can we pull up, is there a video? I
You
need a
can smack
video
it
of this
right
guy
in.
whacking. This manly guy just like whacking. He's
Yeah.
really good at it.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah, you are.
I'm I like to think that I am.
But yeah, no, it's this beautiful celebration. Like I feel every time we
Indeed.
perform, every time we're with like you have these ciphers and everything.
Mm.
It's such unique energy. Like that's the thing I loved about being in the dance community was like the energy. You feed off each other, you make these pieces together, and then you perform them.
Yeah.
And it's like giving a little bit of you to the audience.
Yeah.
And that's what we were doing for so long. Like it was
A
our life,
decade or
literally
more.
our life. Like competing and like going around traveling, like it was so rigorous. And I guess not a lot of people would understand that rigorous training we had to do.
For sure.
There's a lot of disciplines that went into dancing. So are there disciplines about dance that you still hold to you today?
Well, first it's the excellence.
Oh yeah. Oh,
The
that's
excellence.
something I will forever haunt
Yeah,
me with.
amen to excellence.
Well,
Thank
not
you
haunt
to my
me, but like
mentors.
Coach Arthur would always be like, "Guys, excellence."
Yeah.
I'm like, "Yes, yes, yes." Excellence.
But throughout the years, the definition of excellence would, reform, and then how you would uh interpret it and then apply it to your life. Actually, the application of excellence itself is the hardest thing
Oh,
ever.
absolutely. Absolutely. Especially like when you're kind of distracted by other things that don't matter to you, the unnecessary. But yeah, I mean like this discipline was really, even for me, it's like it's
Mm,
still alive in what everything I do. Like
mm.
constantly just focusing on what you're doing today and like getting the work done and being excellent at it and not thinking about the result of it.
Yeah.
And just doing the work.
It's the doing. Yeah,
Yeah, it's the
really just
doing.
the doing.
So, this discipline, like, it was something. It's a unique kind of discipline dance. But how did you find this new discipline of breath work and like breathing and like meditation? Like, where did this skill come from? Like, dancer to breath work? How? Huh?
Okay, there's a lot to unpack with that gap. Actually,
Mm-hmm.
it wasn't a
Unpack you
direct
me.
transition. Like when I moved out of the dance industry, I didn't have breathwork in mind
Mm-hmm.
yet. I didn't even know what breathwork was.
Mm-hmm.
All I wanted to do was to free dive and be with the corals,
Oh
coral
yeah,
reefs.
yeah.
Yeah, and I wanted to do some environmental work, which I
Yeah.
did with the
Oh
Pawikan
man, I
project. And
remember that part of your life. It's just all coming back to me.
uh,
Yeah, you were like doing the Pawikan life, and
yeah,
just diving a lot. Yeah,
yeah,
okay, now it's
reef
coming back to me.
restoration. I was
His
doing
name
a
is
lot of
Reef.
stuff. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, and yeah, but the pandemic hit, and then at that time I was learning how to free dive, like official courses.
Mm-hmm.
But then the pandemic hit, lockdown, and then I wasn't able to continue my courses. But
Mm-hmm.
I was so determined to lengthen my breath hold, just so
Ah.
after the lockdown I could like go to the sea and like spend more time with the fish.
Yeah.
And yeah,
No, free diving is so hard. I scuba dive. I don't free dive. Like that's a lot of like that you need to have that lung capacity.
yeah.
So was it like trying to master like getting enough lung capacity and making sure you mastered like breathing well
Yeah, yeah.
so that you can like stay how long have like you were like having like challenges with yourself. Like how long could you stay down there?
Well, I haven't tested this yet. I achieved this record of 5 minutes and 8 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
But that was just me lying down. They call that the static
5 minutes.
breath
Holy
hold.
crap.
But that's like 2 weeks of training just in my bed.
5 minutes.
Yeah, this was just
Of not breathing.
breath hold training, but not yet breath work.
Okay.
I still was still grasping what breath work meant at that time.
Mm-hmm.
So solely for that purpose of lengthening that breath hold
Okay.
was was what triggered it all.
Okay. And then so from there, like because you were trying to do this for diving, like where did it start getting more serious and when did you like start actually studying, like really researching and getting more serious with this, form of I don't know, art?
The people who suffer from mental health issues are very close to my heart.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was training breath holds, and then it was lockdown. We were all marginalized, I would say, to our computers and screens and
Yeah.
internet. We were so desperate to just have internet and connect with with the people we love out there. This whole thing about learning the healing capacities
Mm-hmm.
of changing the breath,
Mm-hmm.
which meant breath work apparently. Uh, that helped so much of someone's anxieties, depression, trauma. It was just so mind blowing to me, uh, to the point that I was angry,
Mm-hmm.
because why the question was, why wasn't this taught in school?
Mm-hmm.
And the power of breathing would like almost I may say right now, because of all the research existing now, is that it can replace the whole big pharma,
Oh yeah.
like antidepressants,
Oh, yeah.
anti-insomnia pills, all of that. You can actually stop taking those medications and just learn how to breathe properly.
Yeah.
Just know the physiology, the science to it.
Honestly, big pharma is a scam. That's gonna be super.
Okay, I was kind of hesitant to
I'm-
say that, but now that you're in there, let's dive in there. Let's go.
Okay, no, okay. Let's.
All right,
I'll make it that.
Calm down, breathe.
But no, but theoretically, and I
Yeah.
say that because a lot of my family also went through a lot of sicknesses and illnesses, and like in a way, like I hate to break it to you, but there are gonna be some doctors and some hospital that are making you sicker because they're keeping you sick so that they can get money off of you, and like that's the reality. The world is a fucking terrible place, my people. But
Yeah.
that's why would we want to depend on doctors and pills and things that are not natural, like artificial, when honestly we can heal ourselves from the inside. And I think that everything that is inside of you, your body is like that's your temple.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're not treating your body, and that's why I work out, that's why I take care of myself, if you're not treating your body the right way, it's going to come out, and it's
Yeah.
going to come out in really, it's going to come out in anxiety, it's going to come out in several ways. So
Its own little ways.
yeah, so you felt like that was really helping the friends at the time.
Helping me first.
Mm-hmm.
I had my fair share of mental health problems,
As do we all.
and then my friends who are very dear to me, who suffer this and that, severe anxiety, depression as well. We would often, especially during the lockdown, a lot of people, which I'm actually thankful for, they got more comfortable with talking about death in a way.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, that was the lockdown anxieties, but yeah. So even before I opened or clicked on that certification course, I was learning the basics, and immediately, Zoom was out.
Yeah.
It was new.
Yeah.
I immediately just blasted free classes.
I took one.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I
yeah.
took
So
one.
yun, I thought I could regain some fire as well, just by teaching something so basic.
Oh yeah.
Like I knew I didn't need certification to teach that
Yeah.
because it's supposed to be something that everybody knows,
Yeah.
like how to eat.
Yeah. Honestly, when I took it, it really was powerful. Like, it was like a 30-minute, 40-minute thing where,
Oh yeah,
we had to lie down and just focus on our breath. And it was really a meditation. Like, it was beautiful, honestly, what you were doing.
nice.
And how you really coached the breathing. Like, it's a different kind of art. It really is. Like, he's helping you and putting some um counting to your breath, and so you know when you're supposed to hold it, which helps a lot. And I saw how powerful it was because I wanted to take it because I wanted to see how you worked, because we were going to work on that film
Yeah,
together. So I'm sure like a lot of the classes you took, like people were probably giving the same kind of feedback that it was helping them.
yeah.
Yeah.
It actually made me so emotional. Those
Yeah.
those kinds, the feedback I was getting, like
I'm
people,
sure.
especially during the lockdown anxieties, like people couldn't sleep,
Yeah.
but then after the class they could,
Yeah.
and then especially this I forgot who said it, but there's this person who had like just 24/7 anxiety attacks
Yeah.
just in general, and then after the class it was like
24/7.
down to 3 or just 1 per day, and
Wow.
then we did a class again privately with a few of her mates, and then yeah, 0. Yeah,
Amazing.
I know it's
Amazing. That's crazy. And I read a lot about meditation
whatever.
like saved my life. Like,
Oh yeah.
um I you know I you met me in high school. I had like dark times in high school. Like, I was a party girl, like, cuz I was going through a lot of shit at home, and
Mm.
a lot of things I couldn't understand back then, like about my life and like things that were happening to me. And what really saved my life, when I felt like I was really at the lowest point in my life, was I read this book called The Zen Commandments. It's a little bit
Mm.
cheesy of a
Title.
name, but it taught me like how to like how powerful meditation is.
Mm.
Like, finding the calm in your head, the inner peace in your head,
Yeah.
and taking a pause from the chaos that is happening.
Mhm.
I learned through reading, like, just being able to catch yourself.
Yeah.
When your mind is in chaos, you're gonna be in chaos. Like, you're gonna start to panic and you have anxiety. But what meditation and breathing does is you just stay still, and you ground, and you find that center again, and everything else will slowly start to disappear. And that's the beauty of it. For me, it saved my life. Like, and I meditate like every morning. So I think
Nice.
like breath work is even more powerful. If I really had like, if I could do it every day and learn even more from you, which I would, that's what we're going to do today, is really learn the
Yep.
exercises we can do every day. I think anyone's life, like, their lifestyle would rapidly get better if you do it every day.
Indeed.
What are some of the most important things that you took from breath work? Like, most important things you learned about maybe yourself, or the power of it. Like,
Mm.
what are the biggest takeaways you've had with learning this art?
Yeah. Um. So it with the question that I posed a while ago, like why is this not taught?
Mhm.
I think I revolved for the first few months of learning breathwork in that question. Like, I was even looking for more breathwork coaches around the Philippines, but there was none. And if there were some people in other countries,
Mhm.
uh, it's they're hard to find.
Yeah.
Uh, so I was like, it's more of getting into this rabbit hole. Like, am I gonna do this alone?
Yeah.
Am I capable of doing this? So it's more of just that self talk
Yeah.
more than breath work itself.
Yeah.
But then I just decided, like, parang, I think this is really a calling,
Oh
a very
yeah.
powerful one.
Especially if you're affecting people in that way, like how
And
you
yeah,
were. For me, the most beautiful things to do in life are the things that you are able to impact people with.
yeah,
Like, you can actually give.
mm,
And I think that it really is your path. He's really good at it. Like, I think that it is your calling. And like, the
thanks.
the the hardest things about going after what you want and like your callings in life is just like the journey of it.
Yeah, and actually
Um,
doing it.
yeah, just doing it. But I mean, like you're doing it, and like
Yeah,
you're doing everything you can, and like that's why I have you on here. I do want to show you guys the power of what he's doing,
thanks.
and just give him this space to show you guys. You'll feel it. You'll feel the great effects of breath work. But has there been any like significant change in your life with having this whole new skill and discipline?
Yeah, apart from it affecting my general quality of life, like all aspects, it's
Mhm.
holistic, mental, physical, emotional. It's really more of that journey.
Mhm.
Like I had a companion, and that was the breath, because it's something you have access to.
Yeah.
And here we go. It's the most honest thing. I
Yes.
found that the breath is most honest.
Yeah.
I say this to during my classes all the time. Like I never fail to say this. There is no human emotion and or state that is not connected to the breath.
Mm-hmm. You're
When you're
right.
angry, what changes? When you're crying, what changes? Basically, you're breathing all the time. And so if you have no words to even narrate, at least to yourself, where you are in life, check in with your breathing. It always tells the truth. Like if you're
Amazing.
looking for the truth, check your breathing, and then that's it. It's gonna give you the answer. Are you afraid? Is there like a little crackling breathing there? Then that's your statement.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing. I mean, I would like to give you also the floor on how, like, just a little bit on how to educate, like, how this is really connected. Like, the breathing is connected to,
Mm,
your brain and
mm.
like your body itself. Like, would you mind kind of like giving us a little bit of a more
Sige, sige.
scientific?
I get where you are. I
Yeah.
got you. Catch. I got you.
you
Salo.
know, you know.
Yes. Okay, so I guess I should start with defining it.
Hmm.
So breathwork basically is just the art of conscious breathing.
Hmm.
By conscious, you work your breath, you intend. So that's the difference between breathwork and breathing. It's intent.
Hmm.
You literally work your breath. So, for example, while we're talking, we're breathing, but now I'm gonna do a breath. That's breathwork. I was working with my breath. I was working
Mm,
my breath. And so
conscious
actually,
breathing.
everybody's been doing breath work already. You know, when ano, yung buntong hininga, that sigh or that yawn. Most probably, you wanted it, your body wanted it, and so you did it.
Yeah.
Or then your mind calls for a pause, and then your body just did it. So the thing with breath work itself and the power, as to which you were pertaining to, like just that whole effect, like body and brain
Hmm.
effect, is because the thing with breath work, with breathing, is that it's both conscious and subconscious. You don't have to think about it for it to do its job.
Yeah.
Unlike digestion, you can't think your way to digestion. It just does it. But the thing with breathing is that with all the other systems in place, like our hearts, our nervous systems, breathing is the only one we can control.
Yeah.
And the good thing about that is that the breathing system is what all the other systems that we can't control follow it. Right? So, for example, your heart is beating fast, for whatever reason. You don't tell your heart to slow down. That's
Yeah.
actually gonna uh, uh, make you stress out on it more when you try to calm yourself down.
Yeah.
What you do is you breathe slower, so your heart will beat slower, something like that. So all our systems follow the breath. It's nice to think about it like sound, because breathing is just or it's sound, it's
Yeah.
waves, it's frequency.
Yeah.
So you lead with your breath, and that's the frequency everything about you follows. Your brain waves, your body, basically.
Amazing.
Yeah. So for example, you wanna do something active, then you you breathe faster. And then when you wanna slow down and just sleep, maybe just breathe as slow as you can.
Yeah.
It's
That's
like
that's what
really
that was the class that I took with you.
ah
It was
yeah.
like slowing it down.
Slowing it down, because that's what people needed. The brain is just whoo. I think yeah, that's so far how the brain affects the mind and the body. It's both conscious and subconscious.
I think it's brilliant though. Like I think not a lot of people would know that, like in depth of how important and powerful your breathing is to your whole body. And I think that there's just so much benefits you can get from it. Like, I mean, do you know any like any particular benefits that would, if you were to take breathwork seriously, like how would it, does it affect you also physically? Like, what are some of the top like benefits that you've seen in your students besides like emotional and mental?
So yeah, we got the mental and the emotional aspect tapped into, but then also the physical.
Yeah, because now you're training with athletes.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Training a lot of athletes now, dancers too. Um, a lot of what we do physically depends on the breath. Basically, it's your engine. So a lot. Let's just say that a car or a motorcycle, the body parts would be the body parts, the ones that are external, the ones that create movement. But the engine, which is our lungs, is what gets the whole thing going. I was just in Ateneo. I was teaching the INDAC, my pilot program for athletic performance, and then I just gave them that example of your body is the one that creates the movement. That is, after all, it is a visual art, so it creates that visual for the audience of that art. But what finishes the routine is your breathing along with it. Is your breath. What finishes anything is the breath. What's because we can't do anything without the breath.
Yeah.
Have you? I'm sure people have tried.
Even when I'm working out, like I have to make sure I'm conscious of my breath.
Yes.
And it helps, like if I'm able to have like a good like weight, like a good pace of my breath, like I'm able to like do a lot more like crunches, a lot more like squats.
Yeah, that's the thing. You right now, basically, with breath work, all you need to do is just learn how to align your breath with whatever you want to do, whatever you're doing. That's it. If you're about to work out, there's a protocol for that. If you're digesting food, there's a protocol for that. If you want to sleep and you can't, or if you're drunk.
Yeah. Oh no, I need that. When I'm drunk, does it help me get undrunk?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
With the whole.
Will it help me not have a hangover?
It could. It could. Yeah.
That's awesome. I didn't know like there are different also breath work exercises for different aspects.
Everything.
That's dope.
Because again, you can't do anything without the breath, and that's every human state is connected to the breath. Even when you have a fever, you can breath work your way into a better immune system.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. That's crazy.
Yeah, we'll go through a bit of technicalities that actually people can apply immediately while they're listening.
Yes, so that's where we're heading into. So now that we've discussed the benefits of it, now we're gonna feel the benefits of it.
Actually, I wanted to elaborate more on the benefits. It's really anything you need to do, like any objective you have.
Yeah.
There's probably, if there's none, I'll make one for you. Whatever you have to do, there's a breathing protocol for it. That's for sure. Because
whatever you have to do. So
yeah. And actually, before we do the breathing exercises, if you may, I would just explain the basic science to it. Yeah,
please.
Can I
Sorry
dive
to
into
cut
that?
you off. Please go. Explain more. We need more education up in here.
Oh yeah, that's the mission. Thank you.
Yes.
For the space. Okay, so our autonomic nervous system has two responses: the fight or flight or freeze mode, and then the rest and digest. The people watching the video, you can see my fists both up, and then so there's the fight, flight, freeze, and then the rest and digest response. The fight, flight, freeze we're very much familiar with because we're surrounded by stress and we stress ourselves more too, and then our lifestyles just hardly permits not being stressed. So it has to be your responsibility. It's our responsibility to give ourselves quality rest.
Yeah.
If the lifestyle permits low quantity of rest, at least we have the agency to learn how to increase the quality of our rest.
Mm-hmm.
And that starts with functional breathing. Functional breathing is basically, the foundation of it is nasal breathing. Breathe by our design. Like, we were designed to breathe through the nose. If anybody here catches yourself breathing through the mouth, except of course if you're doing something intense like a workout, you can breathe through the mouth. But yeah, the thing with the nose is that because it's designed to breathe, everything is there. The filtration. But damn, if anyone here is listening that is very much into the depths of the pollution in Manila,
Ooh.
you would understand why you are going to need that filtration. So yeah, let the nose do its job. And there are other terms like resistance, humidity, basically temperature. Basically, the nose's job is to condition the air that goes to the lungs.
Mm-hmm.
The lungs' job is to combust the air. Like, you just put gas in the tank.
Yeah.
But is the gas clean? The nose does that. The nose conditions the gas.
Okay.
If you breathe through the mouth, there's no filtration here.
Mm-hmm.
And then you're headed every time every time after you drink water,
So
you're
it's not
headed
good.
for
It's not good to breathe through the mouth.
yeah, it's not good to breathe through the mouth. Yeah, functional wise. Every time after you drink some water, you're already headed for dehydration. When we breathe through the mouth, we lose more water in the body, like 42%. And that's big, especially if you work out and then you do, even if it's inhale nose and exhale mouth, you still lose water, more water than just nasal breathing. And there's so much more benefits to no nasal breathing. But the thing, I think this is the crowd favorite whenever I teach, is that when you mouth breathe, your face goes down because you're doing this. Why do you think there's facelift now? It's because we've been mouth breathing, and the face and the jaw structure is just dropped, and the muscles that are supposed to
Who
keep
mouth breathes?
a lot of people, actually, like 50% of our population. So yeah, if you're a mouth breather by habit, you can just make the simple switch of using your nose to breathe, because you deserve clean air as much as you can.
How about if you snore at night?
How
How do you solve that? Do you just tape your mouth?
There is a trending solution now that is actually cost effective. You know those medical tapes, the soft ones, the ones you use for.
I
for
love
the
how he
bandages.
actually has a solution.
Yeah, there is
Okay.
now. You just tape your mouth like here.
Oh my
not
God.
not whole, but just like here.
Because I mean, I
the
know
middle.
some friends that have some, snoring problems. So I feel like that's gonna make them, even when they wake up, it's like dry, dehydrated.
Yeah, and
Cool.
low energy too. Actually, it's all gonna connect when I explain the more on the nervous system. But for the mouth, yeah, it dehydrates. It lowers your energy, and actually snoring may lead to sleep apnea. Sleep apnea is when you hold your breath involuntarily while sleeping.
Yeah.
And so that stresses out your heart so much, actually, that you can be prone to more heart diseases in the future and more inflammatory diseases. We don't want that. You don't want that. So, breathe through the nose. If you have snoring problems, then just tape your mouth like here, from the middle of your lips.
Get those tapes,
Yeah.
guys.
Yeah,
I know
I
who I'm
recommend
talking
the
to.
soft medical ones that you use on top of your bandages after, an injury. That one is just friendly for the mouth, because it can be a bit disturbing.
Yeah.
And it can be hard too, especially for those who have blocked nose. But which actually there's a breathwork exercise to unblock your nose, by the way. But yeah, it can be hard, but you actually
exercises
want to
for
train your airways through the nose, not the mouth. Because if you mouth breathe, also your jaw draws back, and your tongue, when you relax the tongue, it slides back, not down. And when your tongue is back, if you actually try it right now, I'm drawing my jaw at the back as much as I can, and I try to breathe. It's like it's blocked, like
nice on the camera.
like a it's blocked. The tongue is what blocks our airways. One of the things that blocks our airways. And during sleep, of course, a lot of people are just up, and then of course your jaw can will tend to drop down, and your tongue will slide back. It's really not good for your sleep and your heart. You gotta protect that heart.
Gotta protect that heart. So how does this all fully affect like what's the happenings in our central nervous system when we take care of our breath?
When we take care of our breaths, it's in optimal mode.
Optimal.
So functional breathing just keeps your body and brain doing what it's designed for. Right now, what's happening by observation and by research as well, our conscious minds and diving into it and living with stress, uh, living at on empty, trying to live on empty, or aka surviving. The fight, flight, freeze mode is always turned on when in fact it's supposed to be only activated for 15 minutes. More than that, there's too much stress hormones in your body and brain. You're headed for disease, inflammatory diseases, and everything else. Actually, it just links to a lot of illnesses. But then if you're in rest and digest, you're more creative. You can be in flow state immediately. You can fall asleep and have quality sleep,
Yeah.
which actually is now there's so much research now on if you have good sleep, then automatically your life will transform.
Man, I need some good sleep in my life now.
Yeah, and you can use breath work, your breathing, to prep yourself, to take yourself in a condition wherein you can sleep best.
So we want to
Um,
be on
yeah,
rest.
on digest,
Rest and
rest
digest.
and digest. Yeah, and by the name itself, it's rest. It's quality rest and digest. Your gut is just doing its job. No anxious, no thoughts disturbing the subconscious mind from doing its job.
So
Yeah.
that's what we want to do. That's what we are going to do. All right. So we discussed the benefits of breath work. And I think that, it was so nice to be a little bit more educated on how important it is. I think, for us, maybe I like to meditate, but I didn't know how important breathing was and how it affects like facets of everyday living. And so I wanted to use this time to really get to have some practical, just breath work exercises that we can take with us daily, the little exercises that might help us if we adapt it to our lifestyle. So, Reef is going to give us a little taste of what he offers in his classes. And I hope that everybody will please be a part of this exercise. Do it with us as you watch this, as you're listening, so that we can feel the benefits together.
Nice.
Breathwork is so important, and let's have this time to just like have this change in our life for these next few minutes. Okay, so
Yeah, nice.
please take it away. Just
Thanks, E.
explain what exercise you're doing, and then we're right here with you.
All right. But first of all, if someone's listening to this podcast while driving, don't do it. This is
Shit.
supposed to relax you guys. So
Pause it, get home, and
yeah,
then do
get
it.
home first, or just stop and then just do this.
But yeah, pause it, and then now you can just stop everything you're doing. I know people like to listen to this while doing stuff. Stop it. Sit down, find a nice place, and get on this ride with us.
Okay, so this is called the physiological sigh, scientifically proven
Physiological
to
sigh.
just immediately remove your stress. And actually, if you do this 5 minutes a day at your own pace, at your own time, you're headed for long term benefits.
Wow, I
Yeah,
want
but
that.
again, this is the physiological sigh. Basically, what you're gonna do is a double inhale.
Double inhale.
First of which you are gonna fill your lungs up, and then you squeeze another one after you reach the top, and then you just exhale through the mouth, long and nice and easy. Yeah, that's it. That's the physiological side. Let's do like a minute of that, right? Okay, so lengthen up your spine. When you lengthen up your spine, just feel tall, but make sure your back's not too rigid. And then relax those shoulders. You can rotate them once or twice, let them rest down there. Yeah, relax. Relax your face. Give yourself some gratitude for pausing. And that's on you. Good job. Okay? So we fill up our lungs on the first, squeeze in another one on a second, slight pause, and then we let it go through the mouth. Just letting it go through that. Okay, here we go. Inhaling first. Squeeze one. Pause and relax. Let it go. Nice and easy. Here we go. One more time. Inhaling. And then squeezing one more. And then exhaling. Letting it all go. Relax your back. You can close your eyes. Just melt down. One more time. Even slower, even deeper. Here we go. Inhaling. Squeeze one. And then letting it go. Relax. Maybe one normal breath or two before our last one. All right. Your slowest and your deepest this time. Here we go. Inhale. Squeezing one. Slight pause. Last three. Last two. Tiny smile. Let it go. Wow. Stay right there. Just breathe normally. Breathe how your body wants to breathe. Slow it down. And while you do, just check in with your body. How are you feeling? No thinking, just feeling. Give yourself some honor for learning how to breathe. And slowly wake your body up again. Good job.
Amazing. I feel like a brand new person. I actually do that. Like when I'm kind of getting riled up or
Riled up, yeah.
stressed, I'll just do a
Overwhelmed.
long. Yeah. That was a great one. Do this. Like, what do you suggest doing this like
5 minutes per day at your own pace. But if you're getting overwhelmed, no one's immune to stress, right? But we can manage how we get overwhelmed. So yeah, right when you think you're about to get overwhelmed, do this physiological sigh. Once again, it's a double inhale. And then you just let it go. Elongate that exhale and make that sound. There's a psychological effect to that sound. That it's like a lullaby for your brain.
Yeah.
So yeah, elongate that exhale because your heart responds to the exhales for slowing the heartbeat.
Awesome.
Yeah.
All right. And the next one.
Yeah. The next one, this is actually one of my favorites. This is my go-to. It's like a nervous system reset. This is the box
Ooh.
breathing.
Box breathing.
Okay.
I'm
So
ready.
Yeah. All right. So same thing. Lengthen up your spine. Relax your shoulders. The standard count, my count at least, is 4. So you're going to go in, hold, out, hold. All for the count of 4. So you're going to fill it up for 4, hold for 4, out for 4, and hold for 4 again. All right? Get ready. I'll guide you through it. Don't worry. Just now inhaling for 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold and relax. 3, 2, 1. Exhaling. 4. Control. Relax. 1. Hold again. 4, 3, 2, 1. Fill it up. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Hold. 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhaling. 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold again. 4, 3, 2. Fill it up from the belly. Really low. Moving up to your chest. And 4. Hold it and relax. 2, 1. Exhaling. Relax. 2, 1. Hold it. 4, 3, 2. Let's go last time. Here we go. Fill it up. Patiently. Calm. Relaxed. And hold. 3, 2, 1. Exhaling. 2, 1. Holding again. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Quick breath in. Sighing it out. One more time in. Sighing it out. Last time in. Side pause. Tiny smile. Sigh it out. Yeah.
I love breathing. So what's the
You can't
difference
not.
there between like what's like your like the method of that? Like how are they different with
Okay.
physiological breathing and this one?
Yeah. The physiological breathing is the physiological sigh. I'm sorry.
Sorry, physiological
Yeah,
sigh.
sorry. So the physiological sigh is basically you filling up the lungs, and the reason for that second squeeze in is that it confuses your brain centers. Like, okay, it's time for a reset. You gotta they get confused because you're usually just up and down and up and down. So by confusing that that breathing center of the brain, it's begging for a reset suddenly. And so that pause is just like adding a cap to that confusion, and then you're like, okay, I got you. Let go.
Awesome.
That's like a self-talk, and also like, well, technically you're releasing all of that CO2, and CO2 is actually our stimulant to breathe. The higher our CO2, that's why when you hear about CO2 tolerance in the
Mhm.
world of sports, it's directly linked to your endurance
Mm.
and your stamina. That's what we train via breath work with athletes. So yeah, but same thing with the mental aspect. You get panic. You get into a state of panic if you've reached and past your CO2 threshold,
Mm.
your tolerance. And that's why a lot of people get during anxiety attacks, because
Yeah.
there's so much CO2 already.
I
So the
see.
physiological sigh is that your quickest way to like just fill up the lungs and then exhaling that long exhale with the full lungs and extra full lungs, you're offloading all of that CO2.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Then you go back to normal breaths and then just goes back to yin and yang.
Cool.
It's your
And
quickest
then
reset.
the box breathing is more for like
The box breathing, especially, it's the thing with it being a box is
just so you can follow.
it's not just it's the whole aspect of rebalancing everything,
Mm.
like equal amounts of everything, and that's the recipe for the reset.
Awesome.
Yeah, there's a
Cool.
lot of technicalities to it, but yeah, that's basically
The
it.
simple.
Highly simplified.
Awesome. I think those two are super easy to like, put into your daily lifestyle.
Mhm.
Especially for those who might have, some anxiety, or if you feel like you're getting stressed. We all do. So I think that's such a quick solution. You don't need
Super.
to. Don't look at your phone. Like, take a minute. Do the physiological sigh.
Yeah.
Um,
And it's free.
and it's free. You don't have to pay for that.
You don't have to pay for that.
We own
Stop
it.
buying pills.
All right, so those two were awesome. What's the last one you have for us today?
Okay, this is the cyclical sigh.
Cyclical sigh.
Cyclical sigh. It's purely, actually, mostly through the belly,
Mhm.
which actually on uh for your habitual breathing, also practice just belly breathing. If you catch yourself chest breathing most of the time, your panic receptors are in your neck, chest, and shoulders.
Yeah, I remember you told me not to bring up my.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like because I would breathe from here,
Yeah,
and it makes me go
nasanay
like
eh.
that. So it's really like making it from the belly,
Mm.
talaga.
Yeah, so breathe through your bellies, and then a side effect of that would actually be better posture, because your
Mhm.
body knows how to prep itself up just to make more space for your lungs to expand. So yeah, belly breathing. So cyclical sighing is just continual sighing. This is somewhat related to how Wim Hof, that very popular guy, uh, does it. His method. It's just no pauses, just. Or you can use your nose. So I'm breathing through my belly, just my belly. No, not much pauses. Just that, imagining a whole circle completing itself. First half, second half. First half, second half. Okay, so
Okay.
let's do that for like 30 seconds, a minute.
Okay.
Just cyclical breathing. Same thing. Lengthen
So-
up your spine. You can use your mouth or your nose. Whoever's listening to this, yeah, up to you. Yeah, have the agency to choose whichever is most comfortable for you. Okay, just the belly, and if you bring it up to the chest, that's perfectly fine too. Just get in the rhythm. Yeah, get in the rhythm. Here we go. Starting in 3, 2, and 1. Inhaling now. Inhaling, exhaling. Inhaling, exhaling. Keep it active and letting it go. Bring it in and let it go. One more time. Go. Last 3 maybe. Last 2. Last 1. Really deep and let it go. Yeah. Breathe normally. Stay right there maybe for a few seconds and slowly come back to reality.
Awesome. What is that like tingle in your brain that
That-
you feel?
Yeah.
Like when you're doing
you feel
that.
lightheaded
Yeah.
a bit.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So there's you're offloading all that CO2. We exhale it. And then as we inhale more, we're basically like supercharging our blood with oxygen. And as we exhale, wait lang, deja vu. Oh, okay.
Labo.
Na deja vu ako dun ah. Yeah, yeah. Like I dreamt of this.
Did you?
Yeah.
We're here.
Whoa, we're here. Oh shit. Okay. Anyway. You're offloading all of that CO2 with that controlled hyperventilation.
Mhm.
And then you're supercharging your blood with all of that oxygen. The thing with offloading a lot of CO2 from your body is that your blood actually needs some amount of CO2, an actual yin and yang ratio to distribute the oxygen that is inside our blood. So what's happening with the tingling and the lightheadedness is because ironically we're not getting oxygen in our cells. It's all in the blood. Because why is it trapped in the blood? Because you've offloaded all of your CO2. That's why CO2 is also important. It's actually somehow in some studies, which I also believe, it's more important than oxygen now, because it's what opens and closes the gates for oxygen to be distributed.
I see. Wow, I never thought about that.
Yeah. So that
So it's
tingling
really a yin
effect.
and yang.
Yeah. The tingling effect and the lightheadedness is the result of you constricting your blood vessels because you've offloaded so much of your CO2. So all of that oxygen that we so think is precious is not distributed to ourselves. So yeah, right when after. But the reason why it's calming though is because it's a reset, because again too much of the CO2 is also a panicky trigger.
Yeah, like
So
you
you
said a
just
while
gotta
ago.
it's that's why it's a yin and yang. It's a ratio, and
Amazing.
that's what breathwork revolves around. That's physiology.
Amazing. I think, man, I learned a lot from this episode. I think you guys are learning a lot and like realizing how important your breathing is. You're probably like super aware now of your breathing after
Yeah,
this episode.
you should. That's great.
But amazing. Like I learned so much. Like I didn't know how much. I mean, like I knew how important it was and the power of it, but like I didn't know the more scientific explanation.
Yeah,
So thank you for sharing that with
of
us, and thank
course.
you for giving us some exercises. I think
You're
this is
welcome.
going to help a lot of people. I really truly hope that this kind of form, starts to grow and like has a spark for any of you guys to get into breath work. Do shoot a message to this guy. He might help you and like
Yeet.
certain things that you're going through. But I do want to say thank you and give you a little treat
What?
from my travels. It's baklava. It's really yummy. So
Holy.
this is my token of
Oh, thanks,
appreciation for
E.
being on here. And besides that, I do want to give you the floor to share what you're doing with your breathwork
Ah,
journey, and like
nice.
yeah, please do talk about it and
Wow.
like promote yourself. Like please plug whatever you need.
Sure, sure. But thank you. Damn.
Of
I want to hug
course.
you, but I might, bump
I know we're
the.
in like a limited.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'll hug you later. Thank
Yeah,
you
for
so much
show,
for
for
this. I
show,
appreciate you.
for show.
And thank you for the space.
Of
Really,
course,
really.
of course. I mean, like, I think breath work and meditation has impacted me in incredible ways. It's changed my life,
Mm,
and I think it could change a lot of people's lives
yeah.
if they knew more about it. And that's exactly why I have you on. We're trying to
Thank you.
change people's lives here, so
Yeah.
please do let them know what you're up to, and plug anything you need.
Thank you. Okay, so exactly what Elena said. I want to change lives. We want to change lives. So I want to make that permanent here. So I'm working on tapping schools to teach this. Basically, what you've heard in this podcast and more technicalities for everyone who needs because everybody needs it. So I want to make that permanent, and so I'm tapping schools to test my pilot program on, and that would be the actual research to pass, hopefully, to Department of Health and Department of Education. That's at least uh, during childhood we are all taught how to breathe, because it immediately gives you that power how to manage your emotions, optimize your physical performance, and it just immediately gives you better immune systems. It promotes all of the systems in the body, basically what the body and the brain is designed for. If you breathe right, then it's on like superhuman mode. And that's what I want to re-educate to our country, and that's why I've been tapping schools, and so to put a system in place wherein there's continual help for people. And yeah, I'm thinking like maybe I see a TED talk happening around the Philippines, within schools, and just teaching people how to breathe properly. And for those who have more specific cases like asthma, depression, trauma, anxiety, or those who want to increase their health or just better sleep or their physical performance, then there's going to be space for that. So we have a website. It's Breathwork Philippines, and I actually just launched it. So I'm so happy
breathworkphilippines.com.
to be able to say this during this podcast.
Awesome.
Woo!
Perfect.
It's a lot of tech stuff.
I know. I got.
But
I
yeah,
know that's the problem.
there's gonna be online courses there. And then please follow Breathwork Philippines. I want
On
Breathwork
Instagram?
Philippines to be on a national scale. Yes, on Instagram, and then we have a Telegram community. Basically everything. If you go to Breathwork PH on Instagram, everything's there. And I also please need you guys to answer this 3-minute questionnaire that I made. The link is in our bio in IG. It's basically just questions like, do you breathe through your mouth? Do you breathe fast? Can you hear yourself breathing? All of that. Were you taught how to breathe in school? Things like that. So that would direct Breathwork Philippines to formulate the rightmost programs that people need, that you need. So yeah, please answer that questionnaire and follow Breathwork PH.
Awesome. And
Yeah.
follow him on Instagram. What's your Instagram?
Me, it's Reef Liggayu with a double G. Yeah, that's me on IG.
All
And
right. Well,
thanks,
thank
guys.
you so much, Paul. I call him Paul. Thank you so much for being on here. And I'm
My
pretty
pleasure.
sure whoever is going to listen to this will learn a lot, and even bring home at least maybe something that might change their life forever. So that's the least that we can do, I think, with the platform that I have here. And thank you again. I love what you're doing. I
Thank
hope
you
you keep
too.
doing it and you keep growing it, and never let that spark die. Always
Yeah.
remember the purpose you have, and I think
Salamat.
you're on the right path. So keep
Salamat.
doing that.
As do you.
Hey, yeah. So thank you guys for watching another episode. This was a fun one. It was very educational too, and I got you guys to be in and on it too. So maybe we'll
Thank
do
you.
more of this interactive stuff. Thank you guys again for watching another episode. Please do follow me on YouTube. Leave a comment. Why not? You guys are not leaving comments. Come on. Just say hi.
I'll leave you a comment.
Yeah, leave me a comment. He will. I'll reply to you. And then please do follow the podcast on Spotify as well if you're listening to this on Spotify, and rate it 5 stars if you like me. But thank you again, you guys, for continually watching. I hope that, I don't hope, it's gonna get better every time. So I'll see you guys next week. Peace. As always, thank you guys for watching this week's episode. To continue to support this project of mine, please do subscribe on YouTube and follow podcast on Spotify. Thank you guys again, and I'll see you next Thursday.